Hey everybody, it's Odawa from My Gaming Addiction, and I have another idea that I've been working on this summer. It's called an inverted roof bunker, and you can imagine how easy it is to open up roof bunkers from the outside, right? And what about a bi-directional roof bunker? Something that you can open from the inside. If you're spawning in the middle of a raid, that's, there's no regret, right? You can still get out. And of course, shotgun traps protect if you want to leave it open most of the time. This is a just proof of concept. 24 rocket protection through the sides and through the top as well. And I think some of the great features of this, beyond being bi-directional, is just how much storage there is. Like, there's a crazy amount of storage. There's 34 large wooden boxes right here. And, it's really easy to move in and out with teammates. And it's got incredible high stability. Like, usually when you do a roof bunker, you always have to cover these gaps in the ceiling. There actually are 0 gaps. If we remove this right here, you'll see there's actually 0 gaps. You can't even see a gap at all. Let's get rid of the gibs here. There are no gaps, and that's because it is inverted. It's done backwards. Normally, the triangle side would be on the inside of a roof bunker, and the square would be on the outside. I've inverted that, and I've done a trick here where I've taken these foundations and I've connected them to the rest of the base. Without this piece right here, let's just add some stone, for example. Okay, if we check this right now, there is no stone in this base. But if we connect with this right here, you'll see it's connected. So I came across this when I realized that when you temporarily open something, it's actually connecting 2 different structures. So I thought, how can I permanently have a triangle roof connected from one part of a base to another part when really they should be multi-TC bases? So what does that mean? It means this is a single TC base. Of course, support that with external TCs, but it also allows for you to have a roof bunker earlier on before you're ready for external TCs. So we're going to show you how to make this. Let's move over away from the 2-floor version to the 1.5-floor version. The 1.5-floor version is also bi-directional. You can get in, has less storage, of course, because it's only 1.5 floors. And getting out is also possible, maybe a little less elegant. To kind of move over to the side there, and then you can get out. Let's move on over to the single floor version. Unfortunately, this is only bi-directional. I mean, single unidirectional. You can only get in through the front. You cannot get back out. So this is good for if you just want like a little extra storage somewhere in your courtyard. You can have one of these. So let's take a look at how to make this footprint, and we're going to focus on the 2-floor version, and it all is going to be explained to you shortly. So here we go. We're going to do foundations that are not too low, because later on I want to actually have a workbench on the ground, not on the foundation. So let's do this. In Twig, let's build 5 triangle foundations. Let's upgrade everything except for the middle. Okay, let's do a twig here. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Upgrade these triangles. And let's put in our TC. So if you are on wipe day and maybe there's raid protection, they can't destroy a TC, just lock this up, okay? Remove this, remove that. If you need to, secure all this, I would consider doing a unlootable TC. So something like this with a floor frame, and then close that all up. Put your TC in, lock it, put on a window. All right. If you want something that is totally unlootable, you do need to put this across, and now it's completely unlootable. All right. That's what we have so far. We're going to pretend we're building out for an external TC, and then we're going to come back and do some magic. So right here, let's go into Twig, do 2 triangle foundations. We're not going to need this one later on. We'll just keep this in Twig right now. And we're going to go out in 8. But actually, let's make it really easy when we come back so we don't have to remove any foundations out of the way. Let's go out a little more. We'll come over basically like this. So before I go out, I want you to acknowledge that there's space for 3 square foundations right here, right? 1, 2, 3. And basically go out on the 4th one or the 5th one over. Here we go. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Come this way at least 2. And then we're going to go all the way back with triangle foundations until we get to that gap. Okay, moving closer to the gap. HQM, but maybe do that later if you don't want people to see that you have HQM yet. But we are going to do this. And then we have the TC priv right here. Let's remove this. And we're also going to have to remove this stuff too. All right. So I don't know if you want to do a triangle here or if you want to do a square, but what I did with this is I had basically, you know, my 3 squares, and then I had a triangle with 2 squares like that. So that was 24 rockets horizontally, you know, 16 or whatever, 15, and then 24. So let's do that right now. Although, you know, if you wanted to, you could do something like this, right? So you would have 3 triangles on this side, but I'm going to choose to do a triangle here, and a square, a triangle, and a square. Then I'm going to do a triangle, and 5 triangles this way. All right, and maybe that was 6. Now we're going to just mirror what we did on the other side with the 2 squares. Okay, and close this up right here. All right. So I think my kids are being called down for lunchtime, so we might be interrupted in a moment. I'm going to take this opportunity to clear my throat. Lunchtime. All right. Let's close this up so that we are secure. We are going to go up 2 floors. And this is going to be our roof bunker, and this is going to be an HQM. All right, let's go over here, go up 2 floors. Okay, and at the front here, we have this triangle and we have this triangle. We're going to put in a conditional model seal. So we're going to make sure that this one is rotated. That will close the gap, right? If you can afford it, I would do this in HQM. But it's got enough friends here to support the stability, so you're good, you're okay. All right, we're gonna do that again. And over here. All right, so the only other HQM we need is to close up the roof here, which is gonna become a bedroom. And remember when I said there are no gaps? There really are no gaps, like at all, there's no gaps because it's backwards, right? Now, all of this is going to decay. We need to do a couple things right now. We need to, first of all, connect it. Let's connect it like this, from this triangle foundation going over here. If this triangle, or if this wall did not have any other connections, it actually would open up like a roof bunker. Okay, that's the kind of distance between this foundation and this foundation, right? Okay, we want to be able to open up this from the inside. So we're going to place this, making sure we don't build, don't do any of this other stuff first, do this one first. The reason for that is because when we want to place this roof, it needs to be in the same reality as this, right? It needs to be in the same socket lid to that. That's going to let us get back out, okay? I'm up on the, like a 2nd floor here. In stone, you could build all this. And there we go. Let's come up half a wall. Finish all this. And if you're a good jumper, you can put this in for extra storage. I, for some reason lately, have become really bad at jumping. I don't know if I like changed my bind settings or whatever. So I'm just going to leave that open. You might even put a triangle right here, which will allow really fluid movement in and out. It looks like this was being supported by this guy. What we actually want to do is over there. So not here, but over there. Let's see, was that connected? 65, 65. Looks good. Because that's close to the TC, I'm going to make that sheet metal. In terms of box placement, let's not spend too much time on this, but you could see where my boxes were over in the... Where is it? Over here. So you can see we've got 34 boxes in right here. And basically, I did like... I would like to fit a workbench in here. And could do a bunch over here. There's even space over there, etc. I put my workbench there because there wasn't enough height. But yeah, you can see it's crazy how much storage you can fit in here. So let's skip all of that in terms of explanations and go to the front here. Let's protect this foundation and make sure that you don't rotate this wall like that, because you can see a gap now. Rotate it like this, making sure that this guy and that guy are also friends, just like this guy and that guy are friends. Yay, friends. Okay, let's put that there and this here. And this one's really important. Make sure that you don't connect it to our, I'm going to say roof bunker wall, but they connect it to the rest of the structure like that. So there will be a little bit of a gap right here, which means, yes, splash damage can hit this lower wall. That's why this is HQM. But this is, at this point, the inner core of your base, this is 15 rockets to get into the main loot. All right, right now what we can do is decide to have a third floor entrance, right? You could close this up nice and neat if you wanted to. The idea is that people are going to open it up like that. If that's the case, then you're going to want to place a shotgun trap right like this, right like that. Okay, put a shotgun trap and load it up. At this point, I could talk about the front here a little more, but I'm going to pause and come up to the ceiling here. And let's make sure that the top here is 24 rockets of protection. So going around, I'm going to actually pay attention here that we can't place anything above the roof bunker, right? Can't do that except for, a roof. No problem. And we're going to place this in here, a door frame, and we will do our bedroom up here. And this is going to be 24 rockets, so this is sheet metal, that's okay. This is a good storage room for a bedroom. All right. And, it's your choice how you decide to do the rest of this. But essentially, that's an idea right there, okay? I will talk a little bit about incorporating a door push build into this right now. So at this point, you can imagine how to finish the honeycomb so that it looks like this, right? No like big brain stuff here. We're not actually separating the loot vertically here because once they get in, we're not actually separating the storage vertically. Like we're not going to be putting, like any obstacles in the way here. You can fool around with this if you want, but I didn't think it was worth it. So let's just incorporate a door push build onto the front of this base. And we're going to do that in sheet metal. And I'm going to come up. All right. And yeah, let's save on materials. Okay, we're going to do that again. Now at this point right here, you could do just a solid wall, but we're going to actually have a, not a second floor, but a third floor entrance. So let's close this up here. I'm going to be doing a door push right there. We need to support that. Okay, in order to have a door push, you cannot share the same socket as a wall. So for example, if I went like this, I cannot place a roof here. Can't do it. So we're going to basically skip the socket with a half wall and a full wall. The full wall has not claimed the socket for this right here, but we're going to be putting it in our roof right there in a little bit. All right, let's go up another half wall. And really important that the single door frame is on the right side. Okay, if you want, you can put another single door over here, which could lead to a bedroom or more storage. But let's just keep things really simple right now. Close this all up. Really important that you do your ceiling and that you include this and that before you do your door push. Let's put in twig here just so we can stand. Place this guy. All right, upgrade that. Now you're locked in. You actually cannot get out unless you have privilege and, of course, your door to do your door push. Okay, so before we do that, let's close this up and also this. All right, and the good news is we can actually upgrade this and this and this to make it a 15 rocket front door. We also need to pay attention to this gap right here. So we're going to place in a single door right here, and most importantly, a full wall right here, upgraded to HQM. Now the costs have definitely come up, right? So whereas this was 137 HQM, this one is already 207, which is pretty modest actually. So this will allow us to get out, but what about getting back in? Well, it really does depend on what you want to happen on the front part of your base here. But if you wanted to do triangles, that's no problem. Just go ahead and do that right now. But if you wanted to do something else, like if you wanted to, well, first of all, the triangle idea. If you had vending machines here, you know, you could do your vending machines, right, for storage on the inside. No one can access it on the outside if it's honeycombed. But here's another idea. If this is just closed down here, you could do some storage just right here, just for something, you know, that's semi-unlootable, at least the bottom boxes, right? So you could do something like that. And that's okay because we're not going to be using this socket. We're only going to use this socket to open up the roof bunker like this. Okay, that's okay. So this is one idea, right? Is that you have it like this and it's all closed up. Another idea is that, you know, maybe you have, let's do something like this. Maybe you have some bedrooms over here, right? And you could do these in squares. So if you wanted to explore having square infrastructure out here, that means down here it needs to be square as well. So we can't place that because of this. Now we cannot place another square because of this. You see our footprint starts to change, right? But if we do that, then we get a nice hexagon shape right here, which works really nicely with door push builds. Okay, and if you think about it, this is now only 15 rockets to this bottom section, but this is empty, right? So that's going to be not worth it. And then, yeah, you're going to have basically a 8 rocket loot room here, or hallway or whatever. But right up here, this is going to be our entrance for the main part of the base. So if we wanted to make this 15 rockets as well, you'd have to upgrade this and this and this, get rid of this, take away this guy, come down a little bit, repeat the pattern of a half wall and a full wall. That's closed up. Okay, if you want, you can do a doorway over here, which could be 8 rockets if you want, or whatever. You could keep this as 8 rockets too. But this part, beautiful. Now, all of this is very secure. And this whole area over here, this could be like an 8 rocket storage room / bedroom, all right, that you can just push out to, no problem. Well, I say no problem, but if that is a problem, just try again. And if it really is a problem, then upgrade this guy, and it's never, ever going to be a problem at all. You're just going to come all the way out. And if to get back in, because you're on a square, the only option you have, you cannot do a double door over here. You cannot do a single door. You cannot do a trap door. You have to do a double door on the right side if you're looking out, like over here, okay? So when we have that, then we can get back in and, of course, have the door open and position yourself. You're going to crouch, angle. I'm pushing to the right now, and I'm sliding in like butter, okay? Coming out is visually a little glitchy, but your body moves smoothly. It's great. So that means that's an 8 rocket area over here, which is awesome. Okay, another cool thing about having these squares is you can incorporate other ideas, like you could do an unlootable swallow trapped base. If you haven't seen that video, I will try to remember to link to that in the description. But yeah, you could definitely do a lot of different ideas here. So, you know, you could have like a rooftop entrance or some sort of like ladder that brings you up. And then this is actually how you get into the base right here. And you could have other things happening in these hallways over here that are, you know, locked off. And it's great to be able to separate, you know, different entrances so that in the middle of a raid, you can be versatile, you can be flexible. Look at me using all these big words. All right, anyway, so that's an idea to incorporate, you know. Let's do something like this. Really see out. And I want to finish this video right now without doing too many more ideas. But I'll just explain that, yeah, you could do like a entrance. Let's do something like this. Let's come down here and let's see. We'll do a doorway here, right? And you want to do a swallow trap design, so do something like this. Like that. Well, let's push it back a little bit so that's not too close. Right, so you could do something like this and put a door here. Close this up. All right, we're going to do this guy here, and you know, you could do this as like an entrance from the fourth floor, right? They come down, boom, boom, boom. They're dead because you have your shotgun traps set up here, ready to swallow their body. And there's even room for storage over here as well. So that's a wicked angle right there. That's gonna just tear their knees right up, and their body's gonna fall down in the middle of a raid. You've got extra support from them. Now to actually get down here, like that would be something that set up over here. Also, if you want, this could be a window. My kids just ate some lunch. I think I'm gonna go down too. But you can see how we can put all these different ideas together. And someone wasn't happy with their omelet. Okay. And of course, cover this. But yeah, you can put so many ideas together. And I guess I'm just doing a bit of a creative showcase right now, but let's wrap this up. I keep saying that. I don't want to stop. That's why it's called My Gaming Addiction. All right, so I come down here, and in case you're watching in fascination and you're like, what is he talking about? What is a swallow trap? It's my invention, loved by Prince Vids, almost 1 million views. This is version 2 right here. So first of all, if you want to test that on a build server, got to take off your authorization. And let's also turn off God mode right here. God false. Okay, and probably put like a, I'm sure I have a sleeping bag somewhere nearby. All right, and let's pull out a gun as well. Weapon, please. AK. All right, there's my weapon. I got him holding it. Come over here. Body dies, it falls down, and then let's spawn nearby. Let's do this one. That's a vending machine. Okay, we'll do that. Nice. That's from another video. And we are going over here. And you're going to see, first of all, let's make sure we have God mode back on. God true. and you can just loot the raider's body. It's awesome, even their weapon. So F1 grenades are your friend if you are raiding a base that has that. But yeah, this is killer. This is awesome. So there we are. What do you think? Thanks guys for watching, and I'm going to go eat some lunch. Oh, also, subscribe, please. Please clap. All right, thanks guys. Bye. Did you subscribe? Oh, can you please? That'd be great. Thanks. I'm not doing anything interesting, guys. Just stop watching. Thanks. Bye.